Assalamualaikum guys, my name is AISYAH and I will explain to you about reading strategy. First of all, I will explain to you about definition of reading strategy. Reading strategy is a strategy that uses reading material or combined by questions that will answered by students. Definition of strategy reading, DRTA, directed reading, thinking, and activity according to experts. 1. Staffer in Farida. The DRTA strategy is a strategy that focuses on the involvement of students in predicting and proving their prediction when they read the text. Furthermore, Staffer explained that teacher can motivate student effort and concentration by engaging them intellectually and encouraging them to formulate questions and hypotheses, process information, and evaluate temporary solution. The directed reading thinking activity, or a DRTA, strategy can be used by teachers in reading comprehension. In this strategy, students are asked to give prediction about what is contained in the reading text before learning by predicting the title of the reading, and during reading learning activities take place by predicting series pictures, so that the message to be conveyed in this discourse can be understood by students. 2. Farida. In the DRTA strategy, students are asked to provide predictions about what will happen in the text. Then in making predictions, students they use their background knowledge about the topic. This step also encourages students to apply their metacognitive skills, because at the time, students think according to their way of thinking. Here the teacher can assist students in directing the prediction and conclusion that will be made by students. Based on the analysis, it can be concluded that the definition of the DRTA strategy is the pre-reading, reading, and post-reading stage. The implementation of the DRTA strategy steps at the pre-reading stage are: 1. Making prediction based on the detailed instructions. 2. Make prediction from image clues. While at the stage when reading the step is the third step, reading material. Reading material used by teachers can be in the form of reading text or articles taken from various sources. At this stage, the reading activity that can be done by the teacher is to assign students to read pieces of reading text that have been distributed by the teacher. The next stage is post-reading stage. Include in this stage are: 1. Assessing the accuracy of prediction and adjusting predictions. At this stage, the teacher and students can conduct discussions to assess whether the prediction made by students are right or wrong. 2. Repeating the reading and while reading steps and linking the steps with the first step in post-reading activities. Another step the teacher can take is to assign students to summarize the contents of the reading text based on the respective version. And now let's talk about what's the reading strategy goals. The purpose of using the DRTA, directed reading, thinking, and activity reading strategy is to make it easier for students to understand the content of the story so as to gain broader knowledge, develop potential and thinking power in understanding the content of the story, and have a broader picture of the material to be studied. The purpose of reading the DRTA, among others, is as follows. M.Pd provide teachers with a basic format for introducing systematic learning. Improve student understanding. Guide students to do selective reading. Improve student ability to read text. And next, let's talk about step-by-step reading strategy. There are 5 points that become the general strategy for reading. First of all, is the scanning. Scanning aims to obtain information, answer questions, or solve specific problems. For example, you want to know about the struggle of women in Indonesian Revolution in a history book. Read the table of contents, abstractions, final conclusion, summary, and tables in the book first. This method allows you to find sections that are relevant to what you are looking for, and you can read only the information you need. 2. Skimming. Skimming is reading the beginning of a passage quickly to get a general idea or gist of the book. Search and survey the contents of the book by skimming the beginning of each chapter until you find the section you are looking for. 3. Reading topic sentence. Do this before you read any further. Reading topic sentence will come in handy when you have heavy reading or content that is completely foreign or new to you. Read the topic sentence or main sentence of each paragraph. With this, you will get an overview of the chapter. 4. Reading in detail. After you've done the 3 things before, read the main or solid part of the passage to sift through supporting evidence or get the content of what you're looking for. Read slowly, pay attention to details. Analyze the content of your reading by connecting related ideas, considering various points of view, identifying key principles from the passage, applying ideas, or transferring knowledge from the text, and evaluating the author's argument against the evidence presented. And last, 5. Read to improve your writing skills. After reading, you may be interested in writing about what you are looking for. Well, improve your writing skills by paying attention to the structure and techniques used in your reading. Pay attention to the overall structure of the reading, the structure and length of paragraphs, the construction of the author's arguments, the use of evidence for writing, analysis of the literature, transitions and writing the source, the relationship between writings to one another, and the flow of the writing, as well as the use of language and writing, the writing style of the book. According to Farida, the steps in using the DRTA strategy are: 1. Make prediction based on the title clues. 2. Make prediction based on the image clues. 3. Reading materials. 4. Select prediction settings and adjust predictions. 5. The teacher repeats the first to fourth procedure until all parts of the lesson above have been covered. Meanwhile, according to Abdul, the steps of the DRTA strategy are as follows. 1. Develop students' reading readiness or developing readiness to read. 2. Set the purpose of reading and make predictions of the content of the reading. Or students set purpose, make predictions. 3. Reading silently the reading text. Guide silent reading of selections. 4. Guide students to read the text silently. Students verify prediction proofs set purpose. 5. Check students' understanding comprehension check. 6. Read the prediction that have been made with what the teacher has said. 7. Evaluate or evaluation. 8. Provide enrichment or enrichment activity. From the opinions of the experts above, it can be concluded that the researcher wants to be the DRTA strategies proposed by Farid. The reading process is divided into 3. 1. The reading stage. 2. The current reading stage, and 3. The post-reading stage. When pre-reading, the DRTA strategy consists of 1. Making prediction based on the title clues. 2. Making prediction based on image clues. While reading the DRTA strategy consists of reading materials. Reading materials that can be used here can be taken from various sources. The teacher distributes students reading material and students read the reading material. At this pre-reading, the RTA strategy consists of 1. Assessing the predictability of predication. In assessing the predictive determination with the original story text, you can do it by the discussion. 2. Repeating the pre-reading and reading steps. And last, I will explain about advantage and disadvantage of reading strategy DRTA. First, advantage of the DRTA reading strategy. 1. The DRTA is an understanding activity that predicts the story so that it helps students get the overall picture they have read. 2. The DRTA can attract student interest in learning, especially reading stories. 3. The DRTA shows students that learning is not just learning, but also to prepare for the next life. 4. The DRTA can be used in several subjects, both content and producers in teaching. Now, disadvantage of the DRTA reading strategy. 1. The DRTA strategy is often time-consuming if classroom management is inefficient. The DRTA strategy requires the provision of reading books and often beyond the capacity of schools and students. Through direct reading comprehension, information cannot be obtained quickly, unlike if it is obtained through oral presentation and teachers. So that's my presentation today. See you next time. Bye.